Welcome to On the Prowl. I'm your host, Jonah Bridges, and with me today is the coach of the Destrehan Wildcats, Coach Stephen Robicheaux. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Thank you, Jonah.
Coming up on today's show, Coach Robicheaux will break down last week's game against the Woodlawn Panthers, and we'll get the coach to preview this week's game against the John Ehret Patriots. And finally, we'll get an update on the 2016 Pink Lynx campaign. So, Coach, how do you feel about opening the game with a touchdown for the second week in a row by two different returners?
That's always a good thing. You know, we always talk about momentum and starting the game off on a positive note. And for the last 2 weeks, we were very fortunate to have the kickoff returns for touchdowns. Really excited about the way our kids are doing. You know, it's a team effort. Coach Wag did a tremendous job with the team. And the guys up front blocking for the guys in the back that can run. And we're fortunate that Christian Mosley took it 1 week, and then, you know, Justin Jefferson does it this week. So it's a pretty good way to start a game. And I'd like to, if we could get it every week, it would be pretty good.
Yeah. Did you feel that this touchdown set the tone for the game?
There's no doubt it did. There's no doubt. You know, when you can ride that momentum, you know, get that momentum early and go with it, it kind of sets the tone. And I think that was a big momentum for us to be able to come out and get it done. And I think our kids fed off of that.
Did you feel like your team controlled the clock during the first half? And how do you feel it gave your team an advantage?
Well, I think once you get the scores and you get up by a few points, you know, you got to control the clock. And I think that Coach Bourne has done a tremendous job of setting up the run and the pass this year. And we got to be able to run the football to keep leads. And we didn't do that in the Jamboree against Lutcher. But the last two games, we're very fortunate enough to get that done.
All right. Let's take a look at the first half highlights.
Front wall does a good job getting back. Kind of open it up, and Justin finds the seam, and he's just a special athlete once he gets in the open. Great way to start the football game. Woodlawn had a pretty good scheme against us early, and guys kind of figured it out. So Buck Walter with a nice play there. Ron Webb moving on the line of scrimmage does a tremendous job. Great job right here by Buck Walter and Kendrick Johnson straight, you know, making the option go to the sidelines. Job by Tariq Rogers right there with a great play from the defensive end spot. A pretty good combination again. They've been real special so far this year. Grenier to Jefferson, another big time score. Jay Stroud, so quick off from the defensive end play, does a good job. Nice play here by C.B. Anderson, does a tremendous job. Look at the hustle by 8 and 22 to get down there and help block for him at the end of the play here. That's a tremendous effort by the whole team, and makes a really good job right there. Christian Mosley staying alive, does a tremendous job right here. Bryce Ciano disrupting the pile, Terrell Chopin helping out. Christian Mosley, big time run. Not too many people are going to catch him once he gets going. Alex Huzo on a nice play right there about the deep linebacker position.
So, wide receiver Justin Jefferson scored 2 touchdowns in the first half. Would you say he's become a key player for the team?
You know, there's no doubt he's been tremendous for us all year. He had a great year for us last year. He's been carrying the load pretty much. You know, we got Mike Young, who's still not with us because of an injury. We should get him back shortly. But, you know, in Mike's absence, Justin has been doing a terrific job. You know, he's our go-to guy. He's so tall and can get up and catch the ball. You know, it's a disadvantage for the shorter cornerback. So he's been making big plays for us. Did it last year, and he's continuing to do it again this year for us.
What was your thought on the 78-yard pass between players Cohen Grenier and C.B. Anderson, leading the score 20-7?
You know, that was a special play for us. You know, we were to get up ahead by 2 scores, but more so, you know, it was a very short pass. Cohen did a good job getting the ball out. CB made a great route, made a great catch. But other than that, you know, if you saw, you know, Justin coming from the other side of the field to get a key block, and then C.J. Lewis gets a block on the 2-yard line for him to make sure that he scores. But just great hustle by the whole team. You know, they did a tremendous job right there. So that's one of them positive plays you like to show because everybody hustling to get it done.
Has Destrehan's rushing and passing yards improved with each game so far?
Yeah, I think they pretty much balanced. They're a lot balanced more than it's been in the past. But I think we've got a solid running game with Christian Mosley and John Ehret. They've done a great job, and offensive line have done a great job too. So that kind of we have to run the ball to kind of set up the pass. So it does a good job, and we like to have a good balance, but you got to go with what's working. And right now, they've been doing a good job of getting them both to work. So it works out pretty good.
All right. Let's take a look at the second half highlights.
It's key for you to start off real early in the second half. We went on defense and we stopped them. They punted us, get us down to the 1 yard line, and probably a big momentum boost is a big play right there to Justin. This is a 99-yard drive coming out of the third quarter, which was big for us, kind of made a statement. So I think that was key for us. John Ehret. John get it done. See the offensive line with a tremendous job. Get us up 35-7, middle of the third quarter. And the defense kind of takes over. Ron Webb in the middle. Kendrick Lee a few carries here as a senior running back receiver. Does a tremendous job for us playing both. He goes back and forth from receiver to running back. Buck Walter, converging in on the tackle. Mark Trahan, young running back that we think is going to be real good for us. Got a lot of young guys in right now, which is really good for us to kind of get some young guys in and at the end of the game and get them some game experience.
Coach, your defense played really well on Friday, only giving up 1 touchdown. What was the key to such a successful defense?
Well, I think, we started out this season with a very inexperienced defense. We're replacing 9 starters, and the only thing we preach to them every day is to get better every day and continue to get better. They did play a lot better. We only gave up 7 points, but they still got a lot of work to do. And although we looked like we played real well, there's some times we didn't. And we just got to get better every week. Continues to get. Coach Scott has done a tremendous job with the schemes, and the guys just work very hard. And if we can get better every week and become a good defense, then I think we got a chance to be a pretty good football team.
How are you feeling about winning your second game this season?
Well, we're excited. It's better than alternative. So we kind of just, we try to go out as Destrehan, so we try to win them all. And, we're very fortunate that we're 2-0, and hopefully we continue to win the season.
What improvements would you say you've seen over this season?
Well, I think, offensively we've been showing steady improvement. They work extremely hard. But I think defensively, guys are starting to figure out what we need to do, techniques, the philosophy of the defense and so forth. So I think all that's coming together. We knew it was going to be an issue early in the year, and we saw that. But they're getting better every week, and hopefully we continue to do so.
What improvements do you think still need to be made?
We're just going to, it's an old thing, in athletics that you go out and get better every day. And, there's still some things we got to work on. Still got to work on reading. We still got to work on getting some guys playing better, a little bit better technique. And, we go out every day to get better. And I think there's always something you can work on. So that's what the coaching staff's done a tremendous job with.
Thanks, Coach. Coming up, we'll get Coach to look ahead at this week's game against the John Ehret Patriots, and we'll find out how the 2016 Pink Links campaign is progressing. We'll be right back.
It's that time of the year again to start buying Pink Links. All the money raised will be donated to the American Cancer Society. Destrehan won last year.
Well, Holmville won the year before, and I bet we're going to win this year.
We'll see about that.
Let's learn a little more about breast cancer and the reasons why we donate.
Let's see what the Satellite Center has to say about it.
African American women have the highest rate of death from breast cancer. 1 in 8 women develop breast cancer in their lifetime.
In 2016, there will be 246,660 new cases of breast cancer and 40,450 breast cancer deaths.
Every 13 minutes, a woman will die of breast cancer.
The lifetime risk of men getting breast cancer is about 1 in 1,000.
About 440 men will die from breast cancer each year.
When caught early, the survival rate for breast cancer is as high as 98%.
After 5 years, 9 out of 10 people diagnosed with breast cancer will survive.
There are about 2.8 million breast cancer survivors in the U.S. today.
Be a part of the fight against breast cancer. Buy a link for $1.
I'ma buy you a link. Ooh-wee. Come and fight cancer with me. Think, think, buy a link.
Welcome back to On the Prowl. I'm your host, John Ehret Patriots. Before we get coached to look ahead at this week's game with the John Ehret Patriots, the Satellite Center's Healthcare Exploration and Patient Care classes are running a Pink Links campaign to raise money for breast cancer research.
The Pink Link campaign is about raising money for breast cancer, and all the money raised will be donated to American Cancer Society. On the day of the game, September 23rd, we'll go on the field during halftime, and we'll walk out on the field with the links, and it's going to be announced at the game. So it's going to be like a surprise, so we won't even know.
Coach, John Ehret is also undefeated so far this season. Do you think that they will be a challenge this Friday?
Very much so. You know, they're probably the biggest team we're going to face all year. They're very athletic. They bring back a number of starters from a team that went to the Dome last year. So just a tremendously big, fast, athletic football team that plays very aggressively. We definitely going to have our work cut out for us this Friday night.
Sports NOLA has them listed as the 5th ranked team in 5A. What makes them so good?
Great players. You know, Coach Lambert does a tremendous job with the guys he has. He's got one of the best receivers in the state, big-time linebackers, running backs that are real good, and their size. You know, they have an offensive lineman that's a big-time recruit who's 6'5", 320 pounds, and he plays offensive and defensive line. So a lot of size, a lot of speed, very athletic. You know, definitely going to pose a bunch of problems for us Friday night.
What you just said, John Ehret head coach Corey Lambert says his team is young, but they already have D1 commits, including an offensive lineman who's 6'5" and weighs 320. How are you going to keep him out of the backfield?
Not too many people have, so you know, it's definitely going to be a challenge for us. You know, our offensive line has done a good job so far this year. I'm sure Coach Bourne's going to come up with some schemes to kind of slow him down a little bit, hopefully. But the good thing is he plays both offense and defense, and that's kind of a tough thing to do in 5A football. So hopefully you can wear him down a little bit and then be in a situation at the end of the game where you can win it. And that's pretty much, I think, I'm going to be our philosophy this week.
Right. Always a pleasure talking to you, Coach.
John, thank you very much.
And that will do it for this edition of On the Prowl. For updates on Press to Play Productions, make sure to check out our website at presstoplay.tv. I'm your host, John Ehret Patriots. Thanks for watching.
Hey Gab, you want to buy a Pink Link?
It's only $1.
It's for a good cause.
Gabrielle Constant, you are now being transported to the future where millions of families have been affected by breast cancer.
The results came back, and the lump in your breast is cancerous.
I'm sorry to tell you, but you only have 3 months left to live.
I guess we caught the cancer too late. Time of death, 1437.
Was that because I didn't buy a link?
Hey Gabby, wanna buy a pink link?
It's only $1.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Gabrielle Constant, you are now being transported to the future where millions of families have survived breast cancer.
Your results came back, and the lump in your breast is not cancerous.
I'm happy to tell you that you're in remission.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you so much.
Looks like we caught the cancer in time. You're gonna live.
Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome.
That's what happens when you buy a link.